Suprabhadam, Kumarji.
Namaste, Sundar.
Namaste. Chennai, எப்படி இருக்கு?
You are mute.
Oh, கேக்கலையா?
No.
கேக்குதா?
நான் தான் இந்த போட்டோ.
Oh,
சாரி.
நான் இப்ப ஒரு புது லேப்டாப்ல இருக்கிறதுனால ஐ வாஸ் ஒண்டரிங் மேபி மைக் and ஆஃப் ஆயிடுச்சு.
ஓகே.
சென்னை எப்படி இருக்கு?
சென்னை நல்லா ஹாட்டா இருக்கு.
இன்னுமா ஆகஸ்ட்?
ஐயோ ரொம்ப ஜாஸ்தியா இருக்கு இப்போ. ஒரு 10 டேஸா டூ மச்.
சரி.
நீங்க எப்படி இருக்கீங்க?
நல்லா இருக்கும். எல்லாம் பசங்க ஸ்கூல் ஆரம்பிச்சிருச்சு. சோ பிஸி.
பசங்களுக்கு ஸ்கூல் ஆரம்பிச்சாச்சு, இங்க கிளாஸ் ஆரம்பிக்க போகுது.
எஸ்.
வரல.
நமஸ்தே.
நமஸ்தே.
Namaste, ma'am.
நமஸ்தே. Let's begin with 3 Oms. Please take a deep breath. Om. Namaste. Suprabhatam. Namo Namaha. Depending on where you are. Beautiful Sunday here. 6 o'clock in the morning. Still dark outside. So as we are approaching the fall, gets darker and darker. Kranti is not here today. She left a message for me. So as usual, we will begin with the review of the sutras that we have covered. Let me share the screen of the sutra here. Hold on 1 second. Okay. We started sadhana pada with the understanding that each one of us can get into the state of samadhi, right? Because we came from samadhi pada. And to get into the state of samadhi, Patanjali Muni says, tapaha swadhyaya ishvara pranidhanani. So tapaha, to burn off, tapaha means, we said, it is basically heat. So heat represents the burning away. It's not physical heat, but it is just the burning away of all the programs inside us. And swadhyaya, that is self-enquiry, and Ishvara Pranidhanani, surrender to the divine. All these three put together is Kriya Yoga, is the yoga of action, and which will lead you to Samadhi. That's the intent, and that's why we are here. We want to get to the state of Samadhi. And then he goes on to say, what is preventing us? Yes, we want to get to Samadhi, but what is preventing us? And then that's where he lists the 5 kleshas, or the impurities: avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abnivesha, all the 5. And out of that he says, avidya is at the top of the pile. And once avidya goes away, then the other 4 have no legs to stand on, basically. With avidya, the other 4 also go away. So it's like the dowry system. You give away the girl, you also have to give dowry, right? So along with the dowry, the girl also goes in India. So here, all the other 4 also go away with that. Then we saw the definitions of each one of them: avidya, smita, raga, dvesha, and abnivesha. We know all that very well. Then finally, we said that for abnivesha, he gives a very special definition, like just like avidya, right? He says even the wise people, he takes them for a ride. That's what he says. Aruddaha means he takes them for a ride. So they also get a ride on this. They also go on an ego trip, basically. That's what it means. If you are not aware, it will take you for a ride. And then we ask the question, meaning Patanjali himself, Patanjali Muni asked the question to all of us. I mean, he answers to the question, how do we get rid of these impurities? How do we get rid of these kleshas? And that's where he describes all that in 4 or 5 sutras, starting with 210. He says, prati prasava, that is, by going backwards. Prasava means to going forward. Delivery, this is non-delivery. Prati prasava, taking it backwards. What do you take backwards? Take all the 5 impurities, you take it backwards, by meaning you hold it back. You oppose them in a very subtle way, sukshamaha. In that, what is that subtle way? The subtle way is the dhyana. By meditation, you oppose all the vrittis. That's what he says. And then he goes on to explain that the basic root of all these issues and all these problems is the karma. At the end of the life, because of all these reactions to things that have happened, to all the events which we have not liked. We have not liked is because of that avidya, right? That raga dvesha. The dvesha is making us not to like certain things, so those activations, and we react to those. And at the end of the life, there is a big package of karma goes along with us, and so we have to come back. And more of this, and so this continues the cycle of birth and death. So the pain in each lifetime continues. So So that's what he says in 10 to 14. And then he says the wise people understand this very well, the cycle of death and birth and death. And that's why they say, hey, why do you react? Because it is going to bring you misery now, or it is going to bring misery later. Later meaning, next birth. So why do you react? Just don't react. Just go with the cosmic flow of things. That's what 15 and 16 is telling us. And he's saying that by opposing these activations, what is going to happen is we are going to have these indriyas, the sense organs, etc. They are going to come within our grip, in the core of everything that is created and in the senses. There are three types of energies that flow. We saw that the sattva, the rajas, sattva, and tamas. So when we don't classify these experiences, we will not react to many of these things. We won't react, and then that way we won't collect karma. That's what 17 and 18 are telling us. And then he is saying, watching these activations or the gunas will enable us to see what exactly is the core of us. Tad artha eva drishyasya atma. So we will be able to see the core of anything that you watch. That's why we said, when you see a rose, we don't see the rose because we have all these filters, all these activations with which we compare. So once we begin to hold these activations, then we begin to really see. That's what he's saying in those sutras. What is preventing us from seeing? Again, he's coming back here and saying, the normal people, sadharanatvat, the normal people have a different view of life, meaning they don't look at the activations and they always think swaswami shaktiyoho, that whatever actions I do, with whatever intent that I do, is the reason why I become that I get labha or nashta. This view that I must get labha or nashta, that labha and nashta, that profit or loss, is based on my effort and my effort only, is the view of common people. But wise people don't have that view. That's what it means. Yogis don't have that view. So since we are going to become yogis, or on the path of becoming a yogi, so we have to stop all this labha nashta calculation in all our relationships. So, and he says, what is the cause for this? Why are we doing this labha nashta calculation all the time? It's because of tasya hetuhu, the cause. Hetuhu is cause. Tasya hetuhu avidya. This avidya, which we already said is the root cause of many things, is the cause for this too. That is why we do this calculation, labha nashta calculation. And as we go through this, he says, how do we avoid all this? Is by, and to get to the state of samadhi, we have to cross saptada pranta bhumi. Saptada, 7. It's a sevenfold pranta. Pranta is frontier or boundary, whichever way you want to call it. The 7 frontiers you have to cross. And what are the 7 frontiers? That's what he's saying. Yama, niyama, Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadaya. Samadaya is actually plural for all the others. So Samadhi. So these are the seven boundaries or 8 elements. When there are 7 boundaries, there are 8 elements, right? So see, these are the things that you have to cross to get to the state of Samadhi. And then last week we saw, out of that, we saw what we stopped there pretty much, correct? Yes.
Yes.
We stopped there at 230, I think. Sutra 230. We just described what Yama is. That is, we said Yama is made of 5 components: Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Brahmacharya, Aparigraha. Yamaha.
No, we stopped at 229 only. I think we stopped at 229.
I thought we finished 229 because
Yeah, you finished 229. Just
Okay.
about to start.
About to start 230. Okay. So, Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Brahmacharya, Aparigraha, Yamaha. So these are the 5 components of Yama. So Ahimsa, if you take, Ahimsa is not engaging in purposeless or wanton violence. So when you say Ahimsa, there is a lot of discussions and arguments about Ahimsa. So we have to take it, all these 5, if you see, you will see that there is a certain gray area in each of these. So it depends on the perception and where you are in your life at that point of time. So if you take Ahimsa, yes, wanton violence. What is wanton violence? You are going on somebody is going on the street and another fellow takes a gun and shoots them because he is angry with them, or he has some revenge that he wants to take, or he is interested in the jewelry that the other person is wearing, or the money he is carrying, whatever. Is this wanton violence or not? Nobody's answering.
Yes, that's correct.
Yes.
It is wanton violence. That's not necessary at all. When you come to the same thing, we have a war with Pakistan. India has a war with Pakistan. Indian soldiers kill Pakistani soldiers. Is that wanton violence?
No.
No.
Why?
It's a purpose. It's for a cause, which is mainly to protect the people.
Protected.
So there is a reason that the soldier is stationed in the border areas, because he has to protect the borders, and he has to make sure that the enemies of the country don't cross into the country, right?
Yes.
So they have to stop them either by capturing them or by killing them. So this is not violence, although it may appear to be an act of violence, but this is not. Say in the case of a war, the one that is taking place right now between Ukraine and say Russia, and earlier wars too, Pakistan, when Bangladesh was being freed, and when East Pakistan, Bangladesh was being ruled by West Pakistan, and also in earlier wars also, in the Mughal dynasty and all that, when they were defeating the other army, what would they do? they would kill a lot of innocents. People who are ready to surrender and who are pleading, like, women and children, weak people, men and women who are weak, elderly. What are these people going to do? Why do you have to kill them? There is no necessity, right? That is what is wanton violence. Even though it is a war and a soldier is supposed to protect his country, but there is no reason to kill weak people, right? You kill only those that are threatening the security of your country. So you have to take ahimsa. You have to look ahimsa. You have to look at ahimsa in a bigger picture. Okay, understood?
Yes.
Yes.
Then comes satya. Satyam. Satyam is truth. So again, is truth absolute? Probably not, because there was a time when it was thought that the earth was flat. That was the truth at that time.
Right.
Or people thought that the sun was moving from east to the west. Correct?
Yep.
And even now we have this Uttarayanam, Dakshinayanam, which says the sun is moving to the north or sun is moving to the south. It's not the sun that is moving, correct?
Yes.
It is an apparent movement of the sun. It feels like the sun is moving to the north and the sun is moving to the south, but it is really the tilt of the earth as it is going around the sun which gives you that feeling. With me, people?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
So these are, so when we say truth is not absolute. It can vary and it can change over a period of time. Asteya. Asteya is not stealing. Maybe stealing came from this STE. Asteya. Stealing probably came from the first three letters of stealing came from probably here. Who knows? So not stealing, meaning you don't steal from others, right? But here also there are gray areas. Let us say Meena and myself, we know this very well. So, when I say, she's going to laugh. When we go on the street, there is a nice mango tree. Okay, and the mango has fallen on the road. There is a fence, and the tree is coming over. The branches of the tree are coming over the fence, and there is a mango. Few mangoes have fallen on the ground, and you are walking. You pick up a mango, you eat and go. Is that stealing?
No.
You might think it is not stealing. Somebody may be such a Harichandra, he will collect all the mangoes and go and give it to the householder, right? So it is our perception that this is not stealing because it has fallen and nobody has cared for it. You pick it up and you eat it. And consider the branch has a fruit and you pluck it, but the branch is on the sidewalk. It has come over the compound wall and it is outside the property and it is hanging low. You pluck it and you eat it. Is that stealing? So slowly we are coming into gray areas.
Up to you. It's up to you.
Up to you. Again, up to you. What you consider stealing. Now you jump over the fence and take that fruit. Is that stealing?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Yes. So you have stolen, Meena?
Yes.
Meena and I went hunting for mangoes. We had mangoes at home. But
But
it's
that-
always the mango from
The other
other
house-
garden is always sweeter, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So see, in the olden days, the very old days, people did not have this concept of your property, my property, etc. It was God given.
Okay.
Even if you take the Indians, the Red Indians, what we say as Red Indians in India, they are actually called Indians in USA. The Indians never, even today, I mean, even today when I say not this very, not this age, but maybe 150 years back, they never had the concept of my property, your property. It is the white people after they came to USA, they, in the last 300, 400 years, they brought all that. And then they drove them to areas where they didn't want them to be. So they occupied nice areas and they drove them to wilderness. Anyway, they never had this concept. They never had these boundaries. They never had these demarcations. So there was nothing like your tree, my tree. Everything was fine. So it has changed over a period of time, right? With me?
Yes. Yes.
So stealing also is in the gray area. So this should give you a lot of relief for all of us. We can happily go and steal. I'm not saying that. So again, why we are saying all this, we will say at the end of the, after we speak about all the 5. Brahmacharya. Brahma means all of existence is Brahma. Chara is to move in it. That is why it is called Brahmacharya. So really Brahmacharya means going around with your curiosity to know about life and existence. Brahmacharya is not really, I think we discussed this earlier too. Brahmacharya is not celibacy as we already, we all think. It has nothing to do with celibacy. So one need not be celibate and still they can be in the state of Brahmacharya. So which means a Grahastha can be a Brahmacharya too.
Yeah.
With me?
Yes. Yes.
But the thing is, it is a very beautiful thing, because when the Grahastha develops this curiosity to know about life, existence, beyond all this and all that, then his Grahastha life, especially the one with respect to celibacy, will automatically come in. But that's not a requirement. That's all I'm trying to say here. So please erase that meaning of Brahmacharya as celibacy. I think somewhere in the 8th or 9th century AD, or what do you call CE, Christian era, is when all this wrong definitions started. So that is Brahmacharya, the curiosity to know and to understand the life, existence, or what our existence is all about, what is beyond us, where did we come from, how many past lives did I have, what did I do then, all those things. Aparigraha. Graha means grab, graha. That is why it is called graham. Not griham. Griham means house. Graham. Graham means all this planet. They grab you. Your actions are influenced by them. That's what it means. Graha means to grab. Aparigraha means trying to grab others things and property, what they have, wanting and desiring others things, including women, like what Ravana did, right? That is aparigraha. So, so not seeking to accumulate. That is aparigraha, really speaking. Graha means to grab it. Aparigraha means not wanting any of these. Whatever I said, the opposite of that. Not wanting, like himsa, ahimsa. So those are the 5 things which make up yama. Those are the 5 things that make yama means these are the yama means these are the 5 things. The ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigraha. So we also said yama means living for your conscience, for your inner feelings, feeling soulful, atmakam. We said atmakam, feeling soulful, right?
Yes.
So if we look at all this ahimsa, satya, and all that, yeah, I described all these gray areas. So you will only do those things that feel soulful to you. If plucking a fruit from the branch that is coming outside feels okay with you, you will pluck it, eat it, and go. No problem. If you feel disturbed, if there is a conflict, then you won't touch it. You will just move on. Even though your friend may do it, you may move on. Okay. He feels okay, he does it, it's not okay to you, he or she. You don't do it. So 230 and 231, Sutras 30 and 31 actually should be looked together. So we'll now move on to 31. Jati desha kala samaya anavachinaha sarva bahuma mahavratam. So here mahavratam means great observance. Sarva bhauma means universally true. What is this universally true great observance? That's what is defining. Jati desha kala samaya anavichanaha. This anavichanaha we also saw earlier in chapter 1. Meaning
Yes, unbroken.
Unbroken. So jati, we know jati is the circumstances of birth, right?
Yes.
Jati does not only mean in which community you are born or the area in which you are born, but it means the circumstances. That is the circumstance that is chosen for you for this birth. You cannot change it. None of those, any part of jati you cannot change. That is the siblings that you get, your parents that you have. None of those things you can change. The color of the skin that you have, your stature, your physical characteristics, basically, you cannot change. So that is what is jati. Desha is the place of birth. Kala is the epoch
Time.
or era.
Time.
Epoch or samaya is the time of birth. So kala is the superset of samaya. Samaya is the subset. Samaya is the time of birth. So unbroken by all this, jati, desha, kala, samaya, unbroken by all this is this truth. That is, this is the universal truth from time immemorial. What is this universal truth? That ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigraha is yama. That is the universal truth. That's what he's saying. With me, people?
Oh, yes.
Kumarji, asteya, I couldn't follow. What is asteya?
Asteya is not stealing.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay. So aparigraha is grabbing others, but asteya is like stealing anything comes on the way.
See, aparigraha is not only grabbing, it is also
Hurting
having
others.
that deep feeling
Oh,
of
I
wanting
understand.
everything that they desire. They have a new car. Oh, I want a new car.
Mm.
They bought your neighbor bought a new house. Your friends, you want they bought a new house, so you also have to buy a new. I mean, I have seen all this. You see all this in Tampa,
Right.
in the Indian
That
community.
is aparigraha.
X has it, Y has to have it.
Has to have it plus x plus delta. Y has to have whatever x plus delta. So
Yes.
that next Z will have another Y plus delta. So that is craziness, aparigraha. Understand? Asteya. Asteya, difference between asteya and aparigraha?
Asteya is really stealing.
Oh,
Taking
that is
away,
different. This is different.
taking away others, others things.
Oh, so that is like a copying and cloning, aparigraha.
Yeah.
Or
I mean, these
whoever.
both are, I cannot say, okay, because the gray area is they both look alike pretty much. Some aparigraha is also part of asteya. You may have this great desire of wanting a diamond jewelry that the other one has, and when the opportunity comes, you may even steal it.
Got it.
Okay. So, do you call it aparigraha or asteya? Doesn't matter. Anyway, you're doing
Both
something against your conscience.
Got it.
See, nobody's conscience will say, take it from somebody else. Excepting the white man.
What?
Excepting the white man, the
What
Europeans. The Europeans, they went around the world and took away land and property and drove away people. Like here in USA, they drove away everywhere they drove away the natives out. Out meaning to places where they didn't want them to be. That is grabbing, right? That is aparigraha.
Yeah, I mean, let us table that for a different day, big conversation, because that is again, you see that it's aparigraha and asteya, but that is also part of some design. So we don't know why and how it is. We may have to have it on a table on separate day. That's very interesting. That is very interesting.
See, in the cosmic, we are not saying right or wrong. We are saying, this is what the
example for aparigraha and asteya. Yes. Natives, we are throwing them out, and where these guys are grabbing all the resources.
They did the same thing in India.
All over the world. Yes.
All over the world. Yes. That's why they said, right? Sun never sets in Britannica.
Right, sun never says, Britons, I understand. So that is their DNA is like in their DNA, these two terms they don't have. I think probably they don't have any of this. Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, except Brahmacharya, they don't have anything. But in Brahmacharya, but they are not like about the next generation. What is the current generation people having it so that they can steal? So this is total opposite.
No, the entire thing is driven by desire to own. The entire thing is driven by wanting that power. The entire thing is driven by wanting that not just the land alone, wanting that
power.
monetary power too, not just the political power, but the monetary power, the military power, the power of putting people under their foot.
Empire thing.
Some kind of a slavery.
Yes.
Making people slaves to their designs.
That's pretty cruel.
And they all believed that they were very good Christians, right? So that goes back. That goes back to Satya thing. I mean, your perception of truth.
That is good Christian, good definition is given by them. So obviously that's a different
That's what I'm
story.
saying. So he will do all this, and then on Sunday he will go to the church in India, and he says, "I'm a good Christian." So, I mean, the same thing is
Then,
true in all religions. I'm
Well, even
quoting.
Hindus do the
Anyway.
same thing. Hindu
Huh?
fundamentalists do the same thing. It's not just white-skinned people.
No. I'm just what I'm saying. I was just saying that too. It's not just in Christian
It's
religion.
not
It is there in every religion.
white or black. He's just giving an example that we know, because some other people we might be blindsided to Hindu priest or whatever, but British.
No. She's
you
saying
cannot.
not Hindu priest. She's saying Hindu fundamentalists.
Oh, fundamental. Hindu fundamentals?
Hindu fundamentalists.
Oh, fundamentalists. Okay. They are not fundamentalists. They are commercial.
Anywhere
whatever.
fundamentalists, anywhere it is a problem. In any religion, fundamentalists are an issue.
They call it as
Because
a
you are taking
fundamental.
things to the extreme. Right? That's what it means.
Okay. Thank you. We can move on, Kumarji. Sorry for the
Okay.
disturbance.
We will move on. We covered what yama is. Now everybody should be very clear about yama. Niyama, shaucha santosha tapaha, swadhyaya ishvara pranidanani niyamaha. He always, see, this is the way of writing. Niyamaha means everything. His niyamas, that's what you're saying. Niyamas are this. So by saying niyamaha, he's just putting a plural for all the five. We already saw tapaha swadhyaya ishvara pranidanani in
Kriya Yoga.
sutra number
1,
1.
2,
Sutra
1.
number 1. Sutra number 1. We already saw that. We know what is tapaha. We know what is swadhyaya. We know what is ishvara pranidanani. We know all these three. So we said tapaha is that burning of the programs to cleanse ourselves, right? What does it do? It burning of the karmic patterns, basically. Swadhyaya is that self-inquiry. What is that self-inquiry?
To know about the existence.
Huh?
To know about the existence.
Yeah. Inquiry about existence. Since you're doing it yourself, it is self-inquiry. Swadhyaya. Dhyaya, swadhyaya. Adhyaya, swadhyaya. So Ishvara pranidanani, we know. What is
Surrender to the divine.
that? Surrender to Ishvara, the manifest divine. And we know who that Ishvara is. Right? In chapter 1, we had about 7 or 8 sutras on that. You remember?
Yes.
Yes. That Ishvara is, that unmanifest divine is untouched by karma
Kleshas
klesha.
and conditions.
So we know those three, tapaha, swadhyaya, pranidanani. So he is giving 2 more additional things. Shaucha. Shaucha is purity. Purity and cleanliness. Here is actually talking more in terms of physical purity and cleanliness. Santosha. Santosha is contentment. Santosha is not happiness really. Santosha is the contentment. And from that contentment comes that happiness. What is that contentment?
Having that prasada bhukti, right? Meaning you are happy with the way what you got.
Yes, prasada buddhi, correct. So I have received this in this lifetime. I'm happy. I am in the cosmic flow of the things. This has been given to me. I have been blessed to have this family, whatever is given to me. I may also be not blessed with the family. I will still accept it, that this is the prasada in this lifetime. Not looking at others and saying, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that. And not looking at others and saying, oh, I want friendship with this person, but this person is evading me. Those kinds of things. Contentment. You can be contented only when you are within yourself. Do you know the difference between loneliness and aloneness? Lonely and alone. Normally
Yeah.
we use it synonymously, but they mean different things.
Yes, absolutely.
Let me say this, I am lonely. When I say I am lonely, it gives you a meaning. And then
Yes.
when I say I am alone, it's
Yes,
a completely different meaning.
yes.
When I say I
Attached
am
and
alone,
detached.
when I say I am alone, it's actually a good feeling. It's a very nice, contented feeling. I'm alone. I'm meditating. I'm self-sufficient. I'm happy with what is going on, and I'm in a state of yoga.
Yoga.
Okay, that's what, when you say I am alone, that's what it means. When you say I am lonely, that means you are missing everything. What is it you're missing, Meena?
Nothing.
No, when you say I am lonely, what are you missing?
Nowadays, I don't miss much.
No. Okay. When I say I am lonely, I am missing my grandchildren. They came and visited me and they have gone. So I start missing them. I miss my children because they are not with me. They are in Dallas. I miss my siblings because they are in India, in Chennai. I miss my friends because they are not my very close friends are not in the Tampa Bay area. So I have a laundry list of things with which I feel lonely.
To make life miserable.
Yes. So these two things are different, loneliness and aloneness. You want to be in a state of aloneness. That's why children say, leave me alone.
Leave me
We
alone.
also say that, right? Leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
Why do you say leave me alone? We don't say leave me lonely. We say leave me alone.
Yeah.
Without knowing, we use a powerful and wonderful right words.
Yeah.
Many times, I guess.
Yes. I mean, we are copycats, right? Somebody told us, just using that word. Leave me alone. Meaning, don't bother me. When you leave me alone, I am not bothered.
Let me live my life.
It means, actually, I would take it as, I will be in a state of yoga. Don't come and disturb me. But let us take it at a higher value. That's all I'm saying. Let's not. No.
I got it.
When I say, leave me alone, I'm saying, I'm in a state, I want to be in a state of yoga. I want to be in a state of meditative silence. So let go of me. Let me be in that state. Okay. Enough for this loneliness. I mean, ponder on all these things. This is how the clarity will come to many of these words that we use. So, Shaucha, Santosha, Tapaha, Swadhyaya, Ishvara Pranidani, Niyamaha. So Shaucha, we have seen all the Shaucha, we said it is purity. We are more talking in terms of external purity. The internal purity is really the tapaha, where you are burning off all the program programs which are basically burning off all the karmic patterns. That's what is causing internal impurity, right? Once you burn away all that, the nadis open up. The external purity is actually the shaucha part. With me?
Yes. Yes.
Just like asteya and aparigraha, that stealing and grabbing others' property, the shaucha and tapaha are interrelated. When I say shaucha, although I say it is external cleanliness, there are also certain parts. See, like this, especially in Brahmin families, the elders in the house, in the morning they will have a bath, and until they finish their nitya karma, they will not let children and others to come very close to them or touch them. Yes?
Yes. Yes.
What's the significance not to get disturbed?
Yeah, it's because we are all people of vibrations, right? We are all
Right.
people of vibration. We don't want any negative vibrations to affect us until we finish the nitya karma.
Oh.
So we want to stay away. We have cleansed our, we have done certain procedures in the morning,
Yes.
not just having a bath alone. We have done certain other things like Sandhya Vandana and all that. And then we are going to do certain other nitya karma. We have prepared ourselves and we are in a nice vibratory, we are filled with nice good vibrations. We don't want that to be disturbed. That is why in Brahmin families we call that madi. In Tamil we say madi.
In Telugu also same, madi.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So that is what madi means. Not to disturb the vibrations.
Mm.
Why did I come
Okay,
there?
time, another 5 minutes. We are at the
Yes.
time.
Yes. So purity, I was talking about. So this purity, although it is external purity, there is also a little part where we are talking about vibrations. So we don't want others to touch. It is not that their touching is going to make you unclean externally, but it may bringing some not so good vibrations inside you. Okay, that is why we want to maintain the distance. Yes, somebody said something.
Might get distracted from our daily niyamas.
See, the internal vibrations, when the internal vibrations are getting distracted, when the internal vibration gets disturbed, so obviously your awareness moves away.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So here I'm saying, when you're doing the nitya karma, your 100% awareness must be there on that. You're doing a puja, that 100% awareness must be in that puja. Then you will really see. Then you will really see and feel the cosmic energy there. That is why that external purity is needed. Not for anything else. And that is why if you see priests, sometimes they have to go and during a long ceremony, they have to go and relieve themselves. Either they have to urinate or they have to defecate. So at the end of it,
they have a bath.
Yes, they will have a bath. They will dunk a few buckets of water in the head and then come and start the process again. Anyway, so these are all kind of external things. And the external thing has a meaning for the internal vibrations not to get disturbed. So there's a slight, there's an overlap between that shaucha and tapaha. That's what I wanted to highlight. So these are all the niyamas. So I think I actually wanted to cover 23 and 33 and 34. We don't have time. We'll do that next week. So at this point, I will wind up with that. Any questions? Any questions? I'll take. And then we can call
Silence
it a
says
day.
no. Yes. Yes, silence says no.
The commentary, Kumarji, it says energy, cleanliness of chakras. That's the word.
Yeah, because that is cleanliness of vibrations, right?
Yeah.
Vibratory cleanliness. So that's what
Is
I
that-
was talking.
Yes. That's the question is around.
So you are saying chakra dhyana. That is
Yeah.
why we are doing it every day, to clear out the chakras, which is vibratory in nature, vibrations.
That's what I want to make sure. That's what it means,
Yes.
right? I mean, like that, practicing that chakra dhyana.
Yes,
Okay. So
It-
the
that is-
daily
it is
like
key.
outside your
this chakra dhyana cleansing is another vital and key element. That is why I keep on telling everyone, you must participate live every day, at least for that part.
So taking shower is external cleaning and cleansing, while doing chakra dhyana morning at 7 is internal cleansing.
Yes.
Thank you. Sundar, you're good?
Yes.
Very good.
Any other questions? Sundar still seems to have some doubt.
No.
I'm just because I always, I don't experience those vibrations when we do those chakra dhyanas. So I was wondering, so there is a lot more cleaning has to happen. That's one way, or some people experience it, some people may not. I don't know. That's where I always, because in our sessions,
See,
always,
Dr. Rajan says, Kumar, you have the ability to experience this vibration. But sometimes I feel a little bit vibration feeling, but I don't want to admit it as if I am experiencing it, because I want to feel it in such a way it is black and white before
True.
I can say I'm experiencing it.
Not only that, everyone takes shower. My son takes shower in 3 minutes. I don't even know what he does. Sometimes we don't even see his face get wet. So he takes shower, other boy takes 10 minutes. So both of them take shower, but who's clean, how much is working is matters and differ from everyone, in every individual. Same as this also, same thing. The chakra vibration. So it does work depending on how the intensity, how the receiver is, receiving person is, all those things. I mean, multiple factors.
Yeah. It's not just the receiving person. When chakra dhyana, to be able to remain focused in that chakra, that is a challenge, because the mind keeps on moving. So to keep it anchored to that chakra that you are cleansing, whether you are doing the root chakra, you are doing the Swadhisthana chakra or the navel chakra, or whatever, to remain rooted to that, any of the chakras, that is a challenge. Maybe the first 2 chants, it will remain there. By the time you come to the 4th time you are chanting, the mind has already moved somewhere else.
That's why he does sometimes more number of times. But sometimes he move on to other.
I mean, it may not have to do with that really. It really does have to do with the amount of disturbance is there in that area, or what we call as the accumulation of bad energy in that area. Anyway, at this point, we'll wind up and move on for the class. Namaste. See you next time.
Namaste. Thank you.
Everyone.
Thank you
Namaste,
so much.
everyone.